Hi, I'm Jeff Gonzalez, president of Trident Concepts, and today I'm here with Brownell's Daily Defense to talk to you about range day. So let's talk about what is it that I probably need to pack in order to have a fun experience at the range. First, let's start with the basics. Let's start with the easy stuff. Obviously, you're going to need your firearm plus your magazines and your ammo, but you're also going to need some safety equipment, some sort of ear protection and some sort of eye protection. After that, some other things that you might have are just little essentials, little boo-boo kit in case you cut yourself. There's Band-Aids. Then other things that I might have like holsters and magazine pouches and other accoutrements that I might need. I do recommend that if you're going to be frequenting a range that you invest in your own medical kit so that if you have to deal with an injury, you know the contents of your medical kit and you can take care of that injury yourself. A good bag to throw all of that stuff into, and that's pretty much it. You're good to go to start. Of course, there are a lot of other things that you can add. This just kind of gets you out the door, gets you out to the range, and then you can work from there. One of the things that I encourage you to do is before you leave, have a plan as to what you want to do when you're out there. You can use things like the TACOS training program, or you can just jot down a few drills that you want to try to perform and track over time. And that's one of the things that I really encourage you to do is make sure that you bring a notebook so that you can track your progress over time. Remember, what I'm looking for is something that's observable, measurable, and repeatable. After you've come up with your training plan and you arrive at the range, you'll probably have to go through a safety brief. You may have to go through signing waivers. All these things are normal. But what you really want to do is familiarize yourselves with that on-site or those facility-specific range rules and protocol, whatever they might be. The last thing you want to do is accidentally do something that puts you kind of in a bad light there. Once you're familiar with the range rules and their protocol, go out there, protect your eyes and ears, and have fun. Now, after you're done shooting, we want to make sure that we clean up after ourselves. And that means not only am I cleaning up all my trash, but if it's permissible and acceptable, you want to police up your brass. Police up your brass, dispose of it properly, or if you're going to reload, now you have a good stock that you can do that. Once you're done with your cleanup, make sure that you check out if it's an austere range. Make sure that you at least let people know that you are done shooting and you can move on. What I really encourage you to do is come up with a practice routine. Now that's going to get into your time, your talent, and your treasure. What do you have available? If you don't have a lot of time, your practice routine may be a little bit more infrequent. If you do have more time, great. The treasure is going to come into the equation, which is how much can you afford to spend on ammunition, range fees, things like that. Then it's your talent. I really want to make sure that I'm trying to always work at moving closer to improving my performance. I always want to make sure that I'm kind of moving the needle to being better. After you've figured that out, one of the things that I recommend is that you start to consider ammunition. In today's era, it's becoming more and more difficult to find ammunition. So if you do find ammunition, you might be tempted to try to save that ammunition, and I would understand that rationale, but my recommendation is that you practice, because if you have to use these skills, you want to make sure that you maintain a certain level of proficiency with those skills. So let's say that you've invested in 1,000 rounds. 1,000 rounds is a good investment, and if you think about shooting 100 rounds once a month, and then you take a couple months off in the year, that gives you 10 months of good training that you can really invest in. If you can obviously procure more ammunition, then you can see those range visits increase, or the amount of ammunition you shoot at each range visit increase. But whatever you're doing, make sure that you have a plan, some sort of method to your madness. What you'll find is your time will be better invested, your performance will start to improve, and you'll overall have a better experience, which is what we're ultimately trying to do. All right, I'm Jeff Gonzalez. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post them down below. Until then, take care and stay safe.